how could you shut down the world for over a week, like without everything blowing up? Hi, my name is Dominique Fils-Aimé. I'm a singer, songwriter, and empathy provider.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Owen, this is Andrew. I'm gonna stalk you like you're in a reality show.
The day the world shut down, I vaguely recall thinking, this is very strange. I hope it doesn't last over a week or two, maybe a month, and thinking a break is nice. 2 weeks, a month max, and we'll be back to normal. It feels very strange that it lasted and is still kind of lasting that long. Gratefully, things are getting back to normal slowly, but it was way too long. I was about to get ready to leave for a tour in Europe, but aside from that, we were also about to start recording the third album, like right after the tour. So I kind of felt like it was a blessing in disguise because I did need some time for it. So all these things felt timed in a magical way. It was very strange to release a third album during the pandemic. There was no show, no launch, no humans. So we did it online, which was still fun because we got to film it. It was live streamed on Bandcamp, and we got to film it in the studio where I actually recorded it. So it felt like an opportunity to invite people into my little safe space and discover where the whole trilogy happened.
Feel the fall, feel the fall, feel the wind in your back.
Felt like the message of the album was so relevant to what was happening that it deserved to be out at that moment, even if it meant that less people would listen to it, but the people who needed to hear it at that moment would have access to it.
And special thanks to everyone, essential services, all the doctors, all the people open, the supermarkets. Thank you all for what you're doing and for your courage.
Slowly, technology started taking over, and there was a new form of contact that was established a bit, much more online. And it felt warm to receive messages of support, of people who are like, oh, I'm listening to your music and it's helping me out.
Thank you guys for still being here. Hello Russia, love from Montreal. So many beautiful people.
It will never compare to having someone say it face to face and being able to really communicate with them and share in a face to face manner. When people, the team started saying we'll be doing shows soon, etc., I was in disbelief. I was like, yes, sure. I've heard this before, so it allowed me to be really excited when I was actually there. I was like, oh, you did not lie this time. This is great. Bonjour! So today I had a great day because it's sunny and that makes me happy. We have a show in Saint-Hyacinthe with the band. So while they take care of sound checking, which always takes a lot of time, I get to go shopping because I'm lucky like that. I was actually gonna walk in and I feel weird now, but they won't recognize me because I don't have my head shaved, so it's good. Some people don't realize, but releases are planned way ahead, like sometimes a year or two. Moving it can be very complicated. Some artists who released it at the beginning of the pandemic, sadly their albums did not get the traction that it deserved and the attention it deserved because we were all watching the news. So that was pretty horrifying for these artists because they put in a lot of work. Some of them was their debut albums. At this point, many took the risk as well because what are you going to do? You can't stop living, you can't stop producing, and music is still needed. So that's the sad reality of how it went for many. I think during COVID, many artists, we wondered, will we ever get back to normal life? Then when you get in a room where everyone is distant, it's kind of nerve-wracking because you're like, is that the new normal? How long is this gonna stay? It feels sparse, but then you remember, okay, but at least I'm on stage. I'm lucky to be on stage and know it will not be like this forever. So just take it for the time being and accept it. The last show before COVID was a show with, it's the first time we sold out an 800 place room, the biggest venue we ever sold out. So to go from that to smaller venues with half capacity, it's just like when we started. I think it's good for the ego. What if that was actually all we had sold? I think it's definitely something that made us think a lot in many ways about our position and our privileges as artists and the privileges of the world we lived in before. I remember being on stage for the first time after all this. I wanted to cry. The crowd actually started cheering and that made me cry even more. So it was this vicious circle of emotion. It was really overwhelming to see people again and feel like it's the beginning of the end, and the gratitude that there were humans and we were on a stage. So it was very intense.